Hey, what's up, guys? It's Richie from Boston, and it is the 26th, I think. 26th of March, 2022, and it is raining. It was a really nice day earlier today. I went and took the new truck and finally got the front end aligned. It needs to go back and get aligned again, but I'm almost done. Almost done. And when I reveal it, finally, if I get a chance to, I'm going to tell you guys something, and somebody's going to be happy. Put it that way. At any rate, it's a beautiful day. It's raining. It's like 50 degrees. I'm at my favorite spot here in Lynn, Massachusetts, in the woods. It's beautiful. Check this. How do I do this? There it is. No, I'm messing this all up. I think when it spins around, the camera spins around too. So, there we go. At any rate, I'm at my favorite spot. Just rode my mountain bike up here. It was it was 50 degrees, 47 degrees. So I think that's cold. I don't know. To me, it's hot. You know what I mean? But I haven't been out here in a little bit. So I'm really stoked to be out here right now. It's the first time the truck's been off jack stands since I got home, I think. So, we got a bad time coming, people. And I know. People have families and they have lives and they have hopes and they have dreams and they follow quote unquote truth channels that tell them, that we can do this and we can do that. And let me tell you something. If you firmly, totally, 100% believe in God Almighty and His only begotten Son, Jesus Christ, Yeshua HaMashiach, there's no future for you on this earth. And I'll tell you what, I started having some really weird feelings in my chest and such, and I didn't know what was going on. Whatever. I moved out of my office at my house, which really sucks because my office is my office. I have my desk in there and my, all my stuff's in there, and my thread ripper's in there and all this other stuff. And I was out in the kitchen because according to the RF meter, the kitchen was pretty much safe. There was no massive spikes. Last night I lit up the RF meter and I just left it sitting with a GoPro on it. And every, 40 seconds, every minute or so, it would go from 0.200, which is what they tell us is safe. 0.200 is safe for human beings. It would spike up to 14 point over and over and over again. That just peaked at 14 point. That's amazing. So somebody's blasting me. I gotta get out of here. 14.200 is considered healthy. 14.200 is not. .023, 2.44, 3.6. .126. way up here. It would spike up to 14 point over and over and over again. And it really bummed me out. And what it made me do was actually order a hoodie and a hat that's RF shielding, because I'm very sensitive to this stuff. And I find it strange that I put an EMP video up and then suddenly, all out of the blue, I start getting jolted again at 9 o'clock at night. Now, I'm pretty computer savvy. I wasn't, but I am now. You know, when I use something every day, I learn how to use it, and that's what I've done. My father and his wife are just watching television. There's nothing going on in the house. I'm not doing any uploads. My computer isn't giving off any RF signals. You know what I'm saying? Because it's plugged in. It was just coming over and over and over, and every time it hit, I could feel it. I could feel it. And I thought it was just, you know, the old ticker failing, but it was a target. And I'll show you something else. You know those little camera slides you put in front of your laptop? Well, I've got 3 of them because I've got 3 laptops, and every single one of them, the camera has burned through the privacy cover, and I'll show you. The one in my bedroom. You see that? They burn right through the thing that's supposed to be blocking the cameras. How insane is that? You see what I'm saying? Look at that. Not just the infrared, both cameras. Nothing to see here, folks. No pun intended. Infrared burns right through the privacy thing. Crazy is that? You know what I mean? How crazy is that? Oh, well, the infrared's there so that it can better detect you and help you sign in easier, because signing in with a password is so much work. The infrared's there to burn through the privacy cover so they can see what you're doing no matter what. Putting a piece of paper or something like that over it, they can see through that, man. They test that stuff. Their biggest test is to make sure that the camera can see through whatever you put on there to block them. Because the people blocking the cameras, those are the people they want to see. See what I'm saying? Excuse me. At any rate, check this out. I've been reading the emails. I read the emails this morning. I got up early. I had to go get an alignment. So I got up early, and I started reading some emails while I was drinking my coffee. And let me say this to people. For all of you that had a rough life, parents, molested, foster kids, etc., check this out. I had 2 parents. You know, my father was never, ever there. He was with who's now my stepmother. He was with her all the time since I was 9. And my parents didn't want me. My parents didn't care about me. My parents beat me so often, it was like I owed them money. And my mother was very creative about it. You know what I'm saying? For instance, I'm watching The Passion of the Christ, and when he gets hit with a whip, it pops right up in my mind. Like, I remember that. That happened to me when I was 12. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can relate to what happened to Jesus. I mean, how insane is that? On that one particular thing. I'm not saying I relate to Jesus. I have no idea the torture he went through. But put it this way. If you're still here, if you're watching me and you're still not going along with this system, you know that politics is not going to fix anything, that political theater is just that, it's political theater. You were raised an exact, specific, certain way by design. And you need to pray and ask God to reveal exactly what his plan for you at this time was. Because that's what I'm doing. That's exactly what I'm doing, because the way we were raised didn't probably make us the best citizens, students, husbands, girlfriends, boyfriends, wives, brothers, sisters, etc., but it made us perfect for what's happening right now. And we need to seize that. Do you see what I mean? I want to make sure that before I leave this mortal coil, I can get done what God allowed me to be here for. Because I have a really hard time thinking that God allowed me, you, whomever, to be born, knowing that we were going to be hated by the people that were supposed to love us the most. And yet we still survive, we still keep going, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? We're here for a reason. We're absolutely here for a reason, for this specific time right now. All the videos that I make, all the bug out videos, all the survival food, all that isn't because I think we're going to somehow make it through the New World Order and out the other side. They will have their time. They will have their time. And we don't live long enough to make it in ideal circumstances. Do you see what I mean? Why I tell you to be ready is the power goes out. It's going to be a while before you end up exiting this earth. Do you see what I mean? And you don't want to be without. You want to be as proficient with survival and taking care of yourself as you possibly can be. Period. Or not. It's your call. It's absolutely your call. I read the comment section about the Faraday bag, the one that I'm going to give away. And it's funny because people are like, well, that bag doesn't help because all your gear would be in there. Well, that's not actually accurate. Maybe all your gear would be in there. But some people may want that because they have solar or lithium power packs and solar panels that they don't use and they wouldn't need till the power goes down. Some people have backup phones, computers, etc. that they would want to store so they didn't get damaged for when the power goes down, etc. What good's a computer during an EMP? Well, you can keep a lot of information on a computer. And if it's shielded, you can use it like a textbook. Do you see what I'm saying? So there's that. But for all of my fellow Americans, Czechoslovakians, all my fellow Italians, Irishmen, Greeks, everybody all around the world that listens to this, don't think of the way your life went as a detriment. I don't know if that's right. Don't think of the way you came up in this world as a bad thing, because all of us came up a bad way that was not ideal, that made life way harder than it needed to be ever. But there was a reason for it, and you need to figure out what that reason is. And the best way I can think of doing that is to pray to God. Seriously. The biggest, most amazing weapon that we have is prayer. And over the last century, they've discounted prayer to people talking to a guy sitting in a cloud. You know what I'm saying? It's not the case. It's not the case, because if it were the case, they wouldn't be praying so hard to their lowercase g God, who does make himself known, who does show himself, who does answer prayers and offerings and rituals, etc. But there's a really big price tag at the end. Eternity's a long, long time. And from what I've researched, hell is really hot. At any rate, take a gander. It's raining out. It's incredibly serene here. Don't be afraid. You guys aren't alone. There's a lot of us. We're just separated. That's all. We're all going to end up going through this alone. We all die in our own arms. Don't forget that. Richie from Boston. I'm out. So for everybody that's still watching the video, because the video is still going, you're going to want to pay attention to the next video, the video that's going to come up after this, because I'm giving away a $4,000 laptop to one of you guys. And the reason I waited till the end of the video is you guys are the real followers, the real subscribers. the real people that have my back over the years. And I was fortunate enough to get a new laptop, and I'm going to give away the laptop that pretty much every video you've ever seen me make, I made on. It's a 2019 Razer Blade Pro 17. It's a very badass computer, and I'm going to give it to one of you guys. So there, as they say, is that. I'm out.